An armed robbery took place in Bowling Green this past month on High Street. 28-year-old Jenny Van Buren is a resident of Bowling Green and has lived in the area for about 6 years. Jenny Van Buren had just gotten home from work when she went out to her car to retrieve something. When she turned around, a gun was pointed right at her head.
So I went out to my car, I sat down in my car, I reached over to grab something out of it, I turned around, and there were two guys and a gun pointed at me. And one of the guys was like, "Give me your keys." I said, "No." So the guy who didn't have the gun grabbed me out of the car, like yanked me out, so I just lunged at him.
Van Buren's concern is, what if this had happened to someone else and they hadn't had the courage to stand up and survive like she had?
Very conscious of my surroundings, but what if this had been somebody else who was just like, "Yeah, here's my keys." Like, what do you do in something like that? What if this was somebody else who didn't know what to do?
Now this is the area where the incident occurred, right off of High Street and 11th Avenue. If you look a little further into the distance, you'll notice that this is all within walking distance to WKU's campus. The BGPD's Public Information Officer Ronnie Ward had some advice on what you should do if something like this was ever to take place.
So it's just best not to resist, just to give them what they're asking for and let them go. But if you can, be a good witness. And what I mean by that is if you can get a description, anything that you can think of.
For News Channel 12, I'm Christy Bollinger.